Hello guys, I'm Thomas. Welcome back to Topaz, and today we are in Topaz Detailing London, as we normally are. And behind me, just come into the workshop, we've got the mighty GR Yaris. It's a much anticipated car. A lot of our customers have them and they say they're absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the smallest cars we ever get in the workshop, but it is quite literally a pocket rocket. However, over in Bristol, Topaz Detailing Bristol, our team there have already had one of these through. They've detailed it, they've paint protected it, and they've filmed the whole process for us. So we're going to jump straight into the process now. Get ready, enjoy the video, going all the way through this car, every little detail, and I'll catch up with you again at the end of the video. So the first step of the process over in Bristol is of course to position the car in the wash bay, just like we would in London. You might notice that this wash bay looks and functions just like our London wash bay, and the reason for that is to allow us to reproduce the same Topaz standards no matter where our site is in the world, whether that be London, Bristol, more recently Bahrain, or wherever we will expand to next. We carefully decontaminate the car in preparation for the detailing and paint protection processes. This starts with the wheels. We spray our own Topaz wheel cleaner solution onto each wheel and allow it to dissolve the dirt and brake dust. After the wheel cleaning solution has been allowed to work, we carefully brush the wheels and the tyres, allowing any dirt to be easily rinsed away before we can move on to the next step of the process. So this next bit has to be everyone's favourite part of the process. It's definitely my favourite part of the process. You might even notice that we put this shot as the thumbnail of the video to catch your attention. It is of course the snow foaming process. We coat the whole car in snow foam with our snow foam lance that easily attaches to our jet washer, which is then allowed to sit on the car for a few minutes, loosening any dirt in the apertures, allowing them to be easily brushed and then rinsed away. We use fine horsehair brushes to gently loosen any dirt in any apertures on the car, including areas like the door shuts. We have to go around all of these areas because that's exactly where things like our paint protection film will need to wrap around in order for them to properly adhere to the car. And if there's contaminants behind those edges, then the film just will not stick and it's an absolute disaster. Next, we spray something called Iron X solution all over the car. Iron X actually dissolves iron fallout that's landed on the car. It's invisible to the naked eye, but it interferes with the detailing and the paint protection process. So these are fallout contaminants that have come from the sky and landed on the car and are now contaminating your car without you even knowing it. However, we can tell that there because the Iron X solution actually dissolves these contaminants, turning purple, making it look like the car's bleeding, allowing them of course to be carefully rinsed away. The next step of the process is to carefully shampoo the car. You might notice I use the word carefully a lot. These are of course our customers' cars. No matter whose car we're working on, no matter what the value of the car, we take the utmost care when working on them because that is what we do. We enhance, we protect and we maintain cars to the highest standard, so of course we take absolute care. We shampoo over every single panel with a lamb's wool or microfiber mitt, careful to use the twin bucket grit guard method to make sure that we're not rubbing contaminants into the paintwork because of course that's completely counterproductive for what we're trying to do. All we want to do here is remove contaminants and of course not cause any damage to the paintwork. Most of you might think that this is a pretty clean car at this point, however we're not done yet. We clay bar over every panel of the car to make sure even the most microscopic particles embedded in the car's clear coat are removed, meaning that there's no chance of our paint protection film being compromised when it sits on the panel, or even worse, there's no chance of our detailing pads rubbing contaminants into the paintwork and actually damaging them further. Finally, we pat and blow the car dry, meaning it is now ready for the detailing process. This Yaris is having what's known as our level 2 enhancement detail, which is the perfect detail for a new car. It offers up to an 80% correction factor, meaning 80% of swirl marks and scratches are guaranteed to be removed in this process, which is fantastic news because it gives the paintwork the best possible chance of looking its absolute best, of shining bright before we lock it all in with our paint protection film. Now that the paint correction process is complete, it's now in our sealed off PPF bays. Every section of film has already been designed in-house by our team to fit to size to this car. This is a long and complicated process. It's actually a secret how we do it, so I'm not going to show you exactly how it's done, but the gist of it is we design the shape of each panel and we digitize that design onto our computer database, allowing us to then, at the click of a button, cut out each section of film, allowing it to be back rolled into place on the car, fitting together like pieces of a jigsaw. Once the film's in place, our installers squeegee the film onto the car, removing any bubbles from underneath the surface. I also think this is actually quite satisfying to watch. In fact, you guys let us know down in the comments which you prefer to watch. Cars being snow foamed, cars being detailed, or cars being squeegeed as part of the PPF process. Our team make the PPF process look easy, but believe me, it is not. Think how hard it is to install the screen protector on your phone without getting any bubbles underneath it. Then try doing that on something that's 100 times the size, that's not a screen, it's actually a curved panel on a car, probably quite a valuable car as well. Our guys make it look easy, and that's why they're the best in the industry. After the PPF process is complete, our detailers step back in to ceramic coat the car. This car was actually subject to our full front and sills paint protection package. That means that the high impact areas like the sills, the front bumper, the bonnet, the front wings, the wing mirrors, the headlights have all been protected. However, obviously that's not the whole car, so we ceramic coat the PPF'd areas and we also ceramic coat the areas that are still exposed paintwork. That allows the car to repel dirt and water, making it much easier for the owner to maintain down the line. Finally, the car is tidied up and quality checked, making sure there are no streaks, smudges or watermarks left over from any of the processes, and making sure that this car is looking its absolute best in preparation for handover to the customer.
There you go, guys. That was the whole process on the GR Yaris. Of course, it was not this exact GR Yaris. We'll be doing the exact same processes here in London. However, that was all the way over at our other branch in Bristol, of course, just to remind you of that. So we went all the way through the car. We decontaminated it in our wash bay. We gave the car a level 2 detail, and then, of course, we PPF'd it. A car like this is going to be used on B roads where there could be all sorts of grit on the roads, which could chip these big wide arches. So our paint protection film is absolutely essential for that. So just to walk you around the car a little bit, tell you a bit about it, because some of you might be thinking, why has Topaz got a Toyota Yaris in? This is no ordinary Toyota Yaris. This car has been, from the ground up, designed to homologate Toyota's new World Rally Championship car. So it's got 260 horsepower, it only weighs about 1,300 kilograms, permanent all-wheel drive, manual. So this thing is a proper hot hatch, and it's great fun to drive because I've been driving one of these recently and I can tell you it's absolutely fantastic. Looking around the car, we've got these 18-inch forged BBS wheels because this is the circuit pack, and of course they come with our favourite Michelin PS4S's on there as well to give the car loads of grip. This car manages 0 to 60 in just 5.5 seconds, and believe me, it feels quick in this tiny little thing with a short wheelbase. Another neat trick this car has, inside it's got a switchable mode. You've got normal mode, which is something like 60-40 bias, so 60% of the power to the front, 40% to the rear, and then there is sport mode, which is 70% to the rear and only 30% to the front, so that just makes the car feel a lot more lively. And then finally there's track mode, which is the perfect 50-50 distribution to allow this car to get around the corner as quickly as possible. So there you go, guys. That was a quick video over at Topaz Detailing Bristol. Something a little bit different as well, having the same car here in front of us. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and catch up with you again on the next video.
Guys, don't forget our car care range is now available for you to purchase in our Topaz store, which I'm going to link up here. These are the products that we use here in our studios and across the world, from cloths to all the maintenance needs that you need. I'm going to be giving you also a 10% discount because you are watching here and you supported us all the way through this by using the code Topaz10 on checkout. Make sure you enjoy them and let me know what you think. Take care.